Militias from Iraq have deployed in Syria. They're supporting the government after a surprise attack by insurgents. They seized the city of Aleppo last week.
The push is among the rebels' strongest in years. It raised the prospect of another violent conflict reopening in the Middle East. NBC's Matt Bradley reports from Beirut.
Well, it's been 5 days since a surprise lightning advance by Syrian rebels really put the Syrian regime of Bashar al-Assad up against a wall. Now we're seeing that the regime and their Russian partners have been firing airstrikes into the cities of Idlib and Aleppo, which have mostly fallen to the Syrian rebels over the past couple of days. Those airstrikes have killed dozens of people, adding to a death toll that, according to the Syrian Observatory for Human Rights, which is based in the United Kingdom, now is almost 450 people in 5 days of fighting. This is the biggest challenge that the regime of Bashar al-Assad has faced ever since, for the past 5 years, really, since a peace treaty made this more than a decade-long civil war almost entirely dormant. And that's why this was such a big surprise, and why many Middle Eastern analysts are saying that the fighting and this uprising by these rebels, who had appeared to be more or less quiet for several years, was an opportunistic attack. It looks as though they were taking advantage of the fact that Bashar al-Assad's main backers, Russia and Iran, are very much, to put it mildly, distracted in other wars. Russia in Ukraine, the Iranians dealing with Hezbollah here in Lebanon, and their sort of axis of resistance groups throughout the Middle East who have been set back by fighting against the Israelis. Now it looks like it could be up to just the regime of Bashar al-Assad to gather together their forces and try to take back the land that was seized by these rebels in the past couple of days, or at the very least, halt their very startling advance. Matt Bradley, NBC News, Beirut, Lebanon.
Diplomats in the country of Turkey, which supports the rebels, say they are working with Iran to reach a ceasefire and that Syria's president will have to make some concessions.